It was the trickster. He said Pat doesn't have a mink coat. She's got a good Republican cloth coat. That's all.
You're wrong, sweetie. It was Herbert Hoover.
I'm sorry, but I was there.
Well, if anything, you were all of 3 years old back then.
I still remember it, like it was yesterday.
And he said fur coat, not mink. I saw it on the Discovery disc.
I will speak to this couple momentarily. But first, I want to play some Command & Conquer Red Alert. Oh, okay. Maybe later.
You're sick, Lucy.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Father told me to watch out for you.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Have you always lived on Terra?
Yes.
I always dreamed Terra would be so special and beautiful. Birds and flowers and trees and blue water. Like on the video. So different from everything on, well, where I was.
According to the strategy guide, Lucy isn't meant to show up here until we've spoken to the couple outside and Larry next door, but I'm not going to waste this opportunity.
Can you take me to your father?
I don't think he'd like that. I don't know where he is, anyway.
Why'd they kill Runsitter's animals?
I didn't want them to. But Father, he was so angry. And Sadiq said Mr. Runsitter deserved it for treating me that way. It's so funny. I'm worth less than those animals. I guess I should hate them, but I don't.
So, all the animals were real?
Mr. Runsitter also used to buy some of the others.
Artificial.
He used to tell me that he was protected, that they came from somebody close to the source.
Who else was there that night?
Father and Uncle Zubin.
Now, at this point in time, we can either VK her, or attempt to, or we can warn her about Crystal. But we are sympathetic to the cause, so let's give her this warning.
There's another hunter after your family.
We know. The woman who smokes.
You've got to get out of here.
You're a good man.
Don't jump to any conclusions.
You're gentle. Father used to be like that too. He would read to me and tell me stories. Pretty stories, so I would have pretty dreams.
He doesn't do that anymore?
He's out with Sadiq every night. And he and Mother, they argue about what we're going to do. He's worried about her. She hasn't been well lately.
That must be tough on you.
I've seen death before. But the other day, I was thinking, if a person could feel love, real love, for even just one day, I think it would all be worth it.
I agree.
Out in a place with trees and a lake and flowers. I've seen places like that in books.
You'll see them with your own eyes one day.
You're not the hunter anymore?
Go, quickly.
Thank you.
I mean, I could have done that after speaking to this couple here and Larry. But where's the fun in that?
You guys still battling it out?
That's what keeps a marriage alive and kicking, Ray. What can we do you for?
The works.
Coming right up. You know anything about politics, Ray? Famous quotes, things like that?
I try not to.
How about the Checker speech?
Never heard of it.
Well, Hoover's Checker speech.
Nixon's Checker speech.
You're forgetting a lot, your old age.
Right behind you, lady.
You ever seen this girl around here? Maybe in the arcade?
Oh, yes. I saw her come out of the arcade yesterday.
No, it was the day before.
Maybe you saw her both days.
No, I'm positive. It was yesterday.
You're positively wrong. It was 2 days ago, sure as God made little green apples.
You're getting Alzheimer's, sweetie.
Okay, just forget it. You know where I could score some cheese? Like this stuff?
Boy, don't flash that around here.
He's the police, sweetie.
Besides, the kids today just as soon twist a knife in your backside as to ask for chinion for the tram home. Show that cheese around here, you become a marked man.
Who sells it?
Now, we aren't asking for any trouble, Ray.
I'm not working bunco, I just want some information.
That nutty broad who runs Kingston Kitchen. She's always bragging about her special ingredient.
That stew she makes, it always did taste a little gamey.
And she charges an arm and leg for it, too.
I found this wrapper.
Yeah, that's from one of our dogs.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that information.
Be good, you two.
It's a killer, I kid you not. Only 35 thou. Yeah, red, orange, blue, puke green, any color you want. Just give me 24 to hose the graffiti off. Just kidding. Ask for the man, Crazy Legs Larry, to Lou. Admiring that bishy cat, ain't you? I don't blame you. It's a classic ride in a deluxe sport package. It'll push 125 without so much as a shake. Of course, you gotta find the road for it.
That's always the problem.
Crazy Legs, Larry Hirsch. Pleased to meet you.
Ray McCoy.
You can call me Crazy, you can call me Larry, you can even call me Crazy Legs Larry. But don't call me if you don't think a hot set of wheels ain't necessary.
Okay.
The Bishi's exceptional. Mechanical is Pacific Rim flawless, as usual. But they also save some of the classic styling of the old GM days.
Looks like a piece of work.
Forget those fibroplast Filipino heaps everyone's driving around. This is real. Just feast your eyes on this. You see it? You see it? That's actual chrome, the real stuff. They saved a couple hundred sheets of Tijuana chrome from before the war. It's completely legal and everything. Beautiful, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
And you probably won't ever see it again unless you steal this puppy. And honestly, no. Frankly, I gotta tell you, it's got your name written all over it. Ray McCovey.
McCoy.
Give it, take a couple letters.
I'll have to think about it.
But don't think too long or too hard about it, Roy. It's liable to be gonzo by the time you come back.
Gotcha.
We will take that risk.
How about this girl? She look familiar?
You kidding? She ain't old enough to drive.
You've never seen her?
She looks kinda familiar.
Think real hard.
Maybe you should try that arcade next door. She looks like the kind of girl you see there all the time.
I'll do that. You know a man named Spencer Gregorian?
No, I never heard of him.
Spencer Gregorian, the Citizens Against Replicant Slavery. Cars. I know you know about cars.
Got to be 1,000 dealers in the city, and you're picking on me.
Gregorian was talking about friends with resources. People who could set them up with vehicles.
But give me a break, will you? I'm just trying to make it on his buck.
If you're honest, Crazy, I'm a donut. And any transactions with replicants are illegal on Terra.
I know.
Let's just give him a warning for now.
Let me give you some advice, Crazy. You should start thinking about the company you keep, rather than the bucks you're trying to make.
I gotta get my priorities straight, you're right.
Select destination.
We do have a couple of leads to follow up on Animoid Row, but let's go back to the police station. We do actually have a couple of photos to check out, so we may as well cover all bases.
Hawker's Circle.
Now this photo is different depending on the circumstances of your playthrough. In this particular instance, there is actually nothing to zoom in on, but there is this character here. This is Deckard from behind, but we can't actually see his face.
China bar.
That guy sure gets around. Give me a hard copy of that.
Now, it probably makes sense that we can't actually zoom into this woman's face, considering that we can see it from this angle. But still, it is worth making a hard copy of.
Interesting. Give me a hard copy of that.
Moon bus.
Now for the moon bus.
That guy sure gets around. Give me a hard copy of that. Give me a hard copy of that.
And we have a very familiar looking shadow over here.
That can't be me. Give me a hard copy of that.
So McCoy, how would you explain that one? Now, I'm not exactly sure what this is, but we still need to examine it anyway.
That's damn strange. Give me a hard copy of that.
It looks like the wreckage of some kind of vehicle.
Uploading personal clue database.
The mainframe confirmed what I'd already guessed. The car from Chinatown was the same vehicle that had smacked the hydrant at Runciter's. The car was registered to a woman named Dektora. She'd bought it from a used car lot in the 4th sector. I ran the name through records and came up empty. The used car lot checked out clean too, but maybe the owner could tell me something.
New clues added to personal database. Please check Kaya. Select destination. Anemoid Row.
There are a few things that we need to check out here. Firstly, it's the scale, and we need to follow up on the dragonfly jewelry, and speak to Mama, and get this security disc. But first we need to check out whether this is a fish scale or a snake scale. There you are.
Is this scale from a fish?
Same as other one. Not fish. Snake scale.
What other one?
Other police show me scale from same snake. I send him to Abdul Hassan.
How could you tell I was police?
Both of you walking around look confused, like you in wrong place.
Excuse me, I wasn't done. I guess that I am done.
Got anything new to tell me?
Afraid not, but been busy today. Maybe you ask me later.
Oh, the scorpions are still here?
Any luck finding more of that dragonfly jewelry?
Ah, see, I was right. Piece you show me was part of a collection bought for a nightclub in 4th Sector.
You know the name of the nightclub owner?
No, senor. But my friend, he says the man is not selling.
Thanks for your help. How's business?
Good, very good. Holidays coming soon. Everyone wants insects.
Yeah, I can't imagine a better stocking stuffer. This your work?
Oh, you're a policeman.
That's right, McCoy, LPD.
I told the last detective I sold the snake to Tappy Lewis.
The last detective?
His name was Deckard.
Damn.
What's the problem, Noble One?
I think I've been following up on someone else's case. How's business?
Well enough, Noble One, to keep a humble merchant in bread and water. So few people realize what a bargain these lovely serpents are.
Mia and Murray tell me you're using cheese in your stew. Real cheese.
Dim old buzzards. What they know?
I could take a sample of that stew you're cooking back to the lab and have it tested.
Why you pick on Mama Isabella? I never do you no harm.
Where'd you get it?
My sister, she got connections.
Where can I find her?
She back in Jamaica, man. Far away from here. She send me cheese once, maybe twice a month. You know, funny thing you asking about the cheese. Last week, this ugly little man he run by, grab whole box of empty takeout cartons right off the counter. Police next door, they just laugh. Say the guy not be so happy when he opened them cartons.
What's that have to do with the cheese?
Cheese hidden in that box, man. Keeping it safe till I cook up a new batch. So how could I tell police to bring back box? They find cheese, they shut me down.
This guy who robbed you, what did he look like?
Short, real short. Bad clothes, colors way too bright. Funny bow tie. Maybe you look for this ugly little thief, yeah? I'm thinking you not really care about the cheese.
You're right, but I still think you ought to get yourself a different secret ingredient.
You bet, man. That cheese been nothing but trouble for Mama Isabella.
I wonder how Gordo will react to being called an ugly little thief.
You got any discs from that camera?
I just serve drinks, pal. But if you're gonna sit there until I cough it up, well, here it is.
Thanks, that was quite easy. I don't think that we need to head back to the police station for this one. Let's go and see Maggie, as we haven't seen her.
Select destination.
We haven't seen her for a couple of days.
Your apartment.
She is probably very hungry right now.
Voice print identification. Your floor number, please.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
Excuse me. Rachel, right? We met at your uncle's office.
I remember you, Mr. McCoy.
You live here? I didn't know we were in the same building.
No, I'm visiting somebody.
Who? Maybe I know him.
Perhaps it's none of your business.
Okay, I get the picture. You all right? You look a little pale.
I've certainly had better days in my life, but I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Interesting guy, your uncle. Quite a character.
I don't think he'd appreciate being called that.
Oh, I'm sure he's a brilliant man. Anyone who could create a Nexus 6, the state-of-the-art of rep technology.
He's keeping people like you employed, isn't he?
Hey, I'd just as soon not do this job.
Do you really expect me to believe that, Mr. McCoy? I saw that look in your eye. You'd like nothing better than to kill innocent people. Isn't that right?
Replicants aren't people.
But they certainly are more innocent than most of the people I've ever met. They didn't ask to be brought into this world.
Nobody does.
That's right. And nobody has a license to hunt down and kill humans. Isn't that true?
Uh-huh.
But replicants, how humane. Goodbye, Mr. McCoy. Isn't this your floor?
You take care of yourself.
Hi, Maggie.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time. Good doggy.
Scanning video disk. One enhanceable image found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database. China bar.
Here is our friend Izo.
He looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
And there is a familiar looking suit right here.
Guza? Give me a hard copy of that. No messages. I'm in demand.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Maggie, come here, girl.
Voice print identification. Your floor number, please.
I love how when McCoy was speaking to Rachel that he was flinging his arms around all over the place.
Select your apartment.
No, I'm going to select Hysteria Hall.
Hysteria Hall.
Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Just fine, Crazy.
You've been thinking about the cat, haven't you? I don't blame you. She keeps me up at night, too. And I ain't ever even lip wrestled in the back seat, which is definitely what's in the cards for a stud of your caliber.
Throw in a babe and maybe you got a deal.
No sweat, I'll have one over in a jiffy.
Not just kidding. You sell a black sedan a few days ago?
Black sedan? Hey, I got standards. If it ain't sporty, I got no room for it.
I've seen the registration. I know a woman bought it from you.
Oh, that sedan. Hey, look, a sexy blonde wants to pay top dollar for the ugliest car in the place. Who am I to say no?
Did you know who she was?
No, but I'd like to know her in the biblical sense, if you catch what I'm saying. Look, Ray, it ain't a crime for me to make a living.
Larry, please stop.
I gotta know more about the woman, Crazy.
Like I said, she was tall and blonde, real woo bait. She was tooling around with a short guy in a bow tie.
And she wanted a car.
At first, she was looking for a very hard-to-find item. Something that doesn't show up on the lot too often. A police issue vehicle.
A spinner? But you didn't have one.
Well, not one that would actually fly. I told him to check back in a couple days. So then they got looking at that sedan.
You know how many years mandatory you'd get for selling a police spinner?
I was going to report them if they showed up again.
Sure you were. I hope you got paperwork for all these vehicles.
Are we kids or what, Ray? You're talking to Crazy Legs Larry Hirsch here.
I take that as a yes.
You can take it any way you want. Just don't take it for a test drive in the 4th sector.
Let's go and take a closer look at what is in his garage. Well, on his roof,
Locked. Locked. That sucks.
What sucks?
Select destination. Nightclub Row.
We know where Gordo is, and we know that Gordo is very suspicious. Well, we also know that Dectora is very suspicious, but we don't know a whole lot about her. So I think that Dectora should be our next person to track down.